I wonder if when you were small, what your favorite color was. And now that you're older, is it still your favorite color or has it changed? Well, I can remember when I was little, I had a favorite color. And then as I got older, it would change and it would change again. And now it's even changed again. And I think of the same thing with saints. When I was younger, there were some saints I liked and some I didn't really care about. But as I got older, I become fascinated with those saints that I didn't care about when I was young. An example of one that I didn't really have any interest in was St. Paul. So, why might I be so fascinated with him now? I don't know. Maybe it's because I've got wiser by reading his readings and his writings in the Bible. I mean, I'm very impressed with his intelligence, and he has had a lot of good advice for us to help us have a deeper, holy relationship with God. And I'm also quite fascinated with his life story. In today's reading, he talks about how awful he was and how he was, arrogant and a real rebel, and he didn't really care for Jesus. And the people who believed in Jesus, he would try and hurt them. And St. Paul says that Jesus himself was patient and merciful and touched his heart and converted him. And then he loved Jesus and wanted to be with Jesus. Wow. Paul's life conversion really gives me hope because it doesn't matter, whether we've sinned in the past or we repent. It doesn't matter. God still loves us and wants to touch us. And it wasn't just St. Paul. There are many other saints too. Some whose lives were terrible and they had very dark pasts. Yet God still loved them, touched their heart, and changed them. Let me give you a list of a few of those. There was St. Augustine, who had a reputation as being quite a partier, and also had not just one mistress, but many, one of whom he got pregnant. Another saint was St. Mary of Egypt. She was quite promiscuous, and today we realize that she was probably a sex addict. And then there was also the Venerable Matt Talbot. Matt Talbot was an alcoholic and an addict. And then there was St. Angela of Foligno, who was quite vain and selfish and only thought of herself, and she had a conversion. And then the last one I'll talk about is the Blessed Bartolo Longo, who was himself a Satan worshiper. He was a Satanist. So imagine that. All five of these people, because God continues to love us and touch their hearts, they converted and understood God's love and followed him. And it doesn't just happen with saints, it can happen with any of us. Some of us may not feel we're worthy of God's love because we are sinners or we've done terrible things in the past. And that's just not true. Today, Jesus tells us in the gospel that God continues to love us and reach out to touch our hearts. So it doesn't matter if we're sinners or if we've had terrible pasts. We need to open our hearts and let God's love fill them. It is so worth it. Thank you, and God bless you.